Hi, my name is Robert, and I would like to welcome everyone to our very first Small Business Spotlight. I'm sitting here with Rick with RT3 Strategies. And Rick, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you do and who you are?
All right. Yeah, Rick Register, retired law enforcement, about 29 years, just short of 30. Once I retired, started a small business called RT3 Strategies, and provide tactical training, firearms training for folks, law enforcement, military, really whoever is kind of in the need for some additional training.
Oh, okay. So you were like a cop on the street.
For a little while, for 5 years, I was a cop in Fulton County, Georgia.
Okay.
And then went federal after that, and went to work for ATF for 25 years.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are you offering Ellijay right now?
Really, whatever classes that the public wants up here. So I'm new to the area, so just kind of trying to figure out that. But what's been successful so far is couples classes, whether that's a husband and wife team, two buddies that deer hunt together, or whatever kind of relationship that is, to provide kind of a home defense as well as just situational awareness and how that provides for your safety.
All right.
And it's been very successful.
Just to back up a little bit, why Ellijay? Why did you move to Ellijay?
Was ready to get out of the beach and get to the mountains and some better weather.
Nice.
Enjoying the fall leaves and everything that comes with being North Georgia.
So your training goes from everyone to the beginner to someone who may be more, do you offer classes for people who are more experienced?
Sure. Yeah, all the classes are built around whatever base level that my participants want. Anything from firearm safety, which means, I've had a couple of those. If you've got kids or grandkids in the house and your husband has guns and the wives are just saying, listen, I don't feel comfortable with guns in the house. What can I do safety wise? And those are short classes. I mean, that's not anything advanced, and those are fairly inexpensive classes. Up through kind of the first class that someone may want. Hey, I bought a gun. I'm worried about whatever. I'm home alone a lot. I want to have a gun and learn how to use it. That would be kind of phase two. Once you've established those two, you're kind of free to run whatever you want at that point. Do you want to start shooting competitions? Do you want to get more involved with it? Is it a skill that you want to learn? And kind of the sky's the limit with that. Just run with as much as you want. And my joke on those classes is I teach anything from this is what a gun looks like up to hostage rescue under night vision. If you want that level, then we'll figure a spot for you somewhere.
So what kind of classes do you offer, and who is it for?
A wide range. I got everything from the beginner level up through advanced. At the beginner level, and even that, I break it down a little further, where I've offered just firearms familiarization class, which is really just a safety class. And that's kind of designed for the folks that aren't really into shooting yet, or maybe don't even own a gun yet, but are around people that do. Let's say they have their granddad's old shotgun locked away in a closet somewhere, and then they're like, well, I don't want the grandkids coming over. I just want to feel safe with that. And a lot of that is just learning safety features of a firearm. And so that's kind of that beginner, really not even a beginner level, just for folks that don't even want to own a gun. I've had, that's been very successful with a lot of the ladies classes that I teach, where they just come in and they're just scared to even look at a firearm. They don't know what to do. It's safe. I've already rendered it safe. There's no ammo in the room, and they're still scared to touch it because there's just that lack of familiarity. And part of that is getting familiar with it starts to kind of change their mindset, where it's not a fear associated with the firearm anymore, and it's more of just you hear that old adage, it's just a tool that we use for hunting or defense, or the military uses a little more often. So you start to learn that mindset. It's not something to fear. It's just something that I now feel a little more comfortable with, even if I choose never to use it. And it just stays in the closet. At least now we've alleviated some of that fear. And then kind of phase two to that would be where to the beginner who actually does want to take that first class, because we live up here in the mountains, and their husband or or wife goes off, for work from time to time, and they're home alone, and they may actually want to be able to, get that firearm out, no matter what type it is, to just give them a little more sense of safety and protection while they're home alone or whatever it may be. For those times when the power goes out. I mean, there's a myriad of reasons why kind of the base level, what I say is non-shooters, actually want that type of training. And really it's just, again, it's changing their mindset into this is not something I should fear, it's something I should respect, but not necessarily be afraid of. And then it just progresses from there. A lot of them, usually the classes I try to build those lower levels around fun. Your brain learns and retains information better in a fun environment associated with laughter and good times. So I try to set those types of trainings up that way so that it's a positive impact on their mindset moving forward. And then they usually want to take another class, or they want to go shoot in a competition because now they've learned these things. They're no longer scared of them, and now it becomes fun. And then from there, kind of, again, the sky's the limit, all the way up through, hey, I want to become a master class shooter with steel challenge or whatever it may be. And when I was talking, another example, a good example that I use in all my classes is my father. He's not a pistol shooter, never has been, always just grew up and still does to this day, big deer hunter. And when I give him a pistol, he acts like he's never, to him it's like a squirt gun. I'm like, Dad, you got to be safe with these things. And he's very safe, knows the whole thing of walking in the woods and getting up his deer stand with a rifle. But as soon as I hand him a pistol or something, he's lost. He's lost. And I'm like, golly. So I have a lot of men take those classes. I'm like, listen, if you're a deer hunter, but you now want to carry a pistol for protection, which, we now have a right to carry in Georgia, which is great. So it doesn't translate. They're like, well, I've been killing deer all my life. I can shoot a pistol. I mean, you probably can't, because it's a skill set that you haven't developed over time. And that's where I'm not just appealing to women or men or first-time shooters, even experienced people, need kind of one of my basic or intermediate classes to get them up to speed.
If I wanted to come and take one of your basic classes, how long is that class?
That depends on, I modify those based on my clientele, the participants in that class. So if you contacted me and you said, hey, I'm at phase 1, I don't even own a gun yet, I don't know what to buy, I'm a little confused, that is usually a 2-hour class. There's no need for me to spend an 8-hour day or you to spend an 8-hour day learning skills that you aren't even ready for yet. So, but I wouldn't want to put you in that class with someone that's trying to achieve master class at competitive shooting. The disparity in those two is not worth, you wouldn't get out of it, and the other guy wouldn't either. So those, I usually say a 2-hour minimum is my classes, to put a hard time frame on it, because the first hour I'm just kind of getting to know people and trying to relax them a little bit if they're, because of the nervousness around it and the anxiety built up. And then that second hour is where we kind of start going over some stuff, and it becomes a little bit of a mind challenge. So that's good.
And where are you located at?
So live in East Ellijay, and that's where RT3 Strategies is based out of. But the closest range that we have that provides that kind of training, or allows me to do that kind of training, is the Pickens County Sportsman's Club, and that's where we are today. And I think you can hear some shooting in the background.
There is shooting in the background. And if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
I'm on all the social media stuff. They can call me. I got my number up there. But I have a YouTube account, Facebook account, Instagram account, all the social media aspects. Just look up RT3 Strategies.
RT3 Strategies. Mm-hmm. Outstanding. Well, we have this in Ellijay now. I would like to see Rick's business really start to take off, and that's why we're doing this small business spotlight. If you have any questions for Rick, the number is right there. Is that still a good number for you?
That's still a good number, yes, sir.
That's 912-577-0014. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thanks for
having me. You have a great day.
Awesome. Let's go shoot.